I've always considered myself a fairly competent person. At school, I did really well at sports, and I was always kind of a straight A student. And I liked being good at things. I liked that there was a right answer, that if I just kind of dedicated myself to it and worked hard, I would find it. And to be honest, I've always kind of known how to get an A or even an A plus. Then I had children. And suddenly it felt like I was getting nothing right, let alone everything right. Tantrums, fights with my wife, confusion and uncertainty over boundaries and discipline. It just kind of all felt so grey, so messy. I think we all want to be A plus parents and A plus partners and A plus employees and A plus daughters, sons, friends. But A plus applies to things that have yes, no, black, white, right, wrong answers, like multiple choice tests and math. What I'm finding is that A plus has no real place in relationships, no place in living. Because relationships aren't A plus games, they are C minus games. I read that on a blog once. But let me say it again. The best grade you're ever going to get when it comes to parenting or relationships in general for that matter is a C minus. Initially, my perfection kind of pushed back against this. No way, that's just compromising, that's just settling, I can do better. But there's actually research to back this up. In the healthiest parent-child relationships and even adult relationships, we spend about 30% of our time misreading each other's cues and disappointing each other. So even when we're operating from a place of ease and connection, we only get it right about 70% of the time. That's a C minus, I'm afraid. But here's the irony. Here's what I've found in my own life and in my own parenting is that the more you try to get a better grade, read exactly what the other person needs all the time, somehow the worse you do, because now you're anxious and you're operating from your own need to be perfect rather than being present with your child or with the other person. Someone once said to me, and it kind of really hit home for me, that when it comes to parenting, good enough is good enough. And this truth has been so freeing for me and for our family. Children do better, we do better, all our relationships do better when we're okay with a C minus rather than an A plus. When we accept that we aren't going to understand our own needs a lot of the time, let alone someone else's, then we relax and increase our compassion for our own mistakes and for others. I think when we accept that we are only human, that only God is the perfect parent, and that's okay. We're always going to get it wrong. I mean, every single day, multiple times per day, I get it wrong, you get it wrong. You're going to be firm when your child needed soft, or soft when your child needed firm. You're going to talk when your partner needs you just to listen, or listen when your partner really needs you to talk. We simply cannot do right all the time. For me, and hopefully for you, I think accepting good enough is a gift we give ourselves and others. Accepting good enough allows for us to clarify our needs and to express them more clearly. To apologize when we've got it wrong, when we've misread someone's needs or hurt them. I think most importantly, accepting good enough is crucial to empathy. You will have more empathy for yourself, more empathy for your partner or mother-in-law, more empathy for your wild, clumsy, sensitive child. And your child in turn will develop more empathy as he or she sees you failing and trying again, being open about your own shortcomings and loving yourself for your beautiful C minus.